Woo, look at that.
What's up, you guys? John B here with another video. I got some really exciting news I want to share with you guys. But before I share what that news is, I want to show you guys around my kayak. Now, since I was 4 years old, I've been fishing non-stop. It's been like one of my biggest hobbies and passions next to filming. Within the present date, and since I was 4 years old, I've never owned a boat, a kayak, or a canoe. And I recently just purchased this kayak only a few weeks ago. That's why this thing is such a big deal for not only this channel, but also for me as an angler. I know a lot of you guys mainly fish off of kayaks because who the hell can afford a $68,000 bass boat or a $40,000 bass boat, even a $20,000 bass boat? I mean, bass boats are expensive, boats in general are very expensive, but kayaks can be reasonably cheap. I wanted to give you guys a quick tour around my kayak that I recently picked up. It's my first ever, like, if you even want to call it a boat, like a watercraft. Okay, let's get into why I bought this kayak and what makes it so freaking sweet.
All right, so this is a Ascend 10T fishing kayak model.
Ascend essentially Bass Pro Shop's brand. It's like their outdoor brand. It's like an extension, almost like a white label kind of deal. That's the best way I can explain it to you guys. A lot of people, I think, shy away from these kayaks mainly because they think it's like not a really expensive or high-end kayak and it's made by Bass Pro Shop. But the main reason why I picked this thing up is because it's so freaking affordable. It was right around $540, $530. It's pretty bare bone. There's not much to it. This is what you would call a sit on top kayak. A lot of kayaks will have plastic going around. You kind of sit in it. This is basically like flat, almost like a paddleboard, and it's got very, very thin gunnels, perfect for, you know, flipping fish in or whatever. It comes with this little Ascend seat, not the most comfortable seat, but it is adjustable. You can pull it up and pull it down depending on, you know, how you like to lean. I like to kind of sit straight up, so that's why I've got it so freaking, you know, narrow. It's like a 95-degree angle. The other reason why I wanted to get this kayak too is because it's fairly light. I know the 12-foot would probably seem more practical and like you'd have more room to fish with, but the 12-foot's pretty heavy. This, I think, is around 67 pounds. Don't quote me on any of these numbers, you guys. And the other cool thing about this is it's got these handles right here, so it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect for transporting from one lake to another or taking it out of the lake and putting it on top of my car. So then you've got the back. This is like the rear of the kayak. This would be, is that the, no, bow, starboard, port side, starboard, I don't know. Well, you've got the stern of the boat, I believe that's what it's called. And right here you have these little tiny loops, and that's for putting like tackle right here, and you could take a bungee or a rope and secure that tackle. That part of the kayak I really like. The thing is, I'm a very clumsy dude, so I'm constantly rocking back and forth in this thing, and I don't want any of my stuff in here to fall out because I've got, you know, not just fishing gear, but like expensive camera gear too. I was really digging that whole aspect of this kayak, and it's got another one up front right here. You've got these rings in general, so it's 4 on each side. So now moving on to the center of the 10T, you've got this like foam black portion, and that is basically just for like a little bit of grip. I don't know, I think it's kind of unnecessary, but it is kind of nice. It's comfortable, especially if I've got my shoes off or whatever. But what I really want to pay attention to is it's got these accessory rails too, which a lot of kayaks don't have. So I can mount like a bunch of different things on here. Fish finder, I don't know, rod holders. I don't even know what I really put on these yet, but I guess I'll get to that here in a little bit. You've got 2 tracks on each side, and you can slide things in there, and you just add and bulk up your kayak and make it more badass. That's the whole point of that. Then you've got these adjustable footrest right here. They slide up and down depending on how tall you are. I'm a pretty tall dude, so I've got them pushed all the way back. Yeah, then the paddle is a 240-inch Ascend paddle. Very cheapo stuff, very inexpensive, nothing crazy. And of course, with a Bass Pro Shop kayak, you have to have a freaking Cabela's life vest. It's a very straightforward kayak. There's nothing like crazy extraordinary about this thing, but that's why I like it. It's very simple. It's straight down to the bare minimum, and I don't need something super flashy. My only complaint about this thing is that rowing is kind of a pain. It's not very aqua dynamic. It's very broad at the front. Slicing through the water, especially on a wavy day, is pretty crusty. But that's my only main complaint. I really like this thing. It's fairly affordable. If you can buy it online, I'll leave a link in the description below, but if you can't, I'll just leave a link to where you can check it out some more. So that's it. There is my kayak. But wait, guys, there's more. I'm gonna take the kayak into this in this here garage, the rigged workshop, and I'm gonna show you guys what I've planned for this kayak. Let's just say this thing won't look the same when I'm done with it. Whew, get ready.
it out.
Brought the kayak in the garage. It's dark out. Can't really film much when it's completely pitch black. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Oh. So my plan for this kayak isn't just to use it for, you know, these videos and to go out and catch fish on. I also want to use this opportunity to do a little bit of customization. I want to make this like the ultimate, fairly inexpensive kayak for anglers like myself. I mean, let's be honest here. You can drop $3,000, you know, $2,500 on a kayak, just the kayak, very easily. This in of itself is 520 something. I've got a bunch of accessories here. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with these accessories and what I'm gonna basically turn this kayak into. I'm not really into the bass boat scene. I'm not really into the muddy aluminum boat scene, but I am into the kayak scene. I think it's kind of cool that, you know, a small boat like this can have its advantages at times, you know, when you're getting into like those tiny little creeks and stuff like that.
When I did some shopping online, I got some stuff for this yak. It's gonna be mega dope.
I think it'd be kind of cool to make this into a little series. Let me know what you think. I might even try to like, you know, like brand this thing, like throw like rigged on the side. I think that'd be kind of sick. For now, I'm gonna try to install this stuff. I'm gonna show you the first thing that I got in my recent order for this whole customization kayak project.
So of course, I got a little fish finder unit. This is a Lowrance Hook 4. I don't know much about this thing. It's a 4.3 inch display screen. It finds fish for you. That's basically just.
This is gonna be a super key little device to have on the yak. Just being that it's so tiny. Here, let's get out of the box. I'll show you guys how small it is. That's the transducer. You put that in the water. Oh, shh. I just dropped this.
There it is.
So this is the little fish finder. It's very small, yes, I know. But you don't need something big when you're fishing off a yak. And I know a lot of those yak guys will throw like a freaking HDS 12 on the front of their boat or their kayak. You don't need that. It may not get the fish spot on, but I really want something that tells me temp, depth, and contour. That's the main reason why I got this thing. I just realized figuring out how to install this stuff is going to be a bit of a learning curve for me.
Next thing I got was this little milk basket. I
don't know if you guys remember what I was telling you earlier, that each end of the kayak has like these little loops that you can strap cargo to. But I was thinking, take one of these little milk cartons, put it on the back, put some straps on, I can just load a bunch of stuff in there. The straps are always permanently on the milk carton and nothing ever leaves the whole vicinity of that thing right there. The fish finder's probably gonna go somewhere around here. Then we've got this little transducer mounting arm, which is gonna go, I have no idea where that's gonna go. But it's up to me now to figure out how I'm going to install this and how I'm gonna make it usable and how I can keep this kayak still like very, what's the word? Transportation friendly. Boom, I got it. The other installation I wanna do with this is surely basically for aesthetics and looks. But I went on Amazon and I picked up these waterproof LED strips and I want to find a way to incorporate it into the whole style of this kayak. I need it, well, I probably shouldn't have dropped that. I need those LED strips to connect to a 12-volt battery. Ideally, I'd like to line the rims of this kayak, the gunnel edges, with these LEDs. I got 2 rolls, each for one side of the kayak. That way I also won't get like smoked by a boater if I am out there at night. Or like really super early morning when it's still dark. It'll just look sick too. Like I think that'd be such a sweet touch. But let me know if you guys have any ideas as to how I can install that. I would love your input. For now, I think I'm gonna do some of the easy stuff. I say it's easy, but it's probably gonna be hard, and try to install the fish finder onto that little area right there. Boom. All right, so after a lengthy little installation session there, this is how far I've come. Don't get too excited. So we've got the milk crate in the back. That of course will have bungees connecting from here or somewhere over here to then
there.
The bungee system will keep the milk crate in place and like prevent it from falling over, of course.
I've installed 2 rod tubes in the back, so I now have 1, 2, 3, and 4
places to put my rods, so therefore I can basically carry 4 rods now easily within my kayak. That's a huge plus. That's awesome. All right, moving forward a bit, this is where things get a little janky.
There's the fish finder, but as you may be able to tell, it's not really correctly mounted, and then you've got this battery that's like, there's like duct tape and yeah.
Here's my dilemma with that. What I did is I got this little Lowrance, and what I meant to do was get a nice little ram mount for this Lowrance so I can articulate it. I can take it on and off very easily, and that way I don't have any like actually fully installed pieces drilled into the kayak, because I don't know if you guys remember what I told you earlier. This kayak has a little track mount, and you can just like slide accessories onto there and you can slide them off when you're done. I need this thing to be transport savvy when I'm going from and to lakes, and I need this to go on top of my car. I don't really want to like put this in my trunk, and I especially don't want to put it on a trailer, so I can't have anything like protruding off the kayak. So that's why I got these little things. Unfortunately, I got the wrong ball mount for the ram. Right now I've just kind of like thrown it on one of the handles, which actually it fits fairly well. So what I got to do is I got to order another track, accessory track ball ram mount that's smaller, so I can take that and put it on this thing right here. Before I forget, I've got a little paddle holder as well. I'm sure you guys noticed in past kayak videos, my paddle's like flying all over the place. Oh my God, chaos.
There we go, that's a good one. That's a good fish.
Oh, that's a nice one. My paddle.
This is a big one. This is a big one.
So I thought that would kind of be a necessity.
I plan on running this battery on a 12-volt little mini battery. I'm gonna have that connected to that, and then I'll have, of course, a longer cable that I'll probably tuck in here or maybe put within the basket itself.
So that's what I want to do with that. I mean, you kind of get the idea.
That's basically what it will look like.
I just ordered the wrong pieces because I'm an idiot. I'm excited, I'm pumped, and with that, you know, excitement comes a little bit of neglect. So I'm like forgetting to get parts I freaking need. Anyway, you get the idea.
It looks eh.
Now there's another big essential piece to the fish finder. For those of you guys who don't know, you need a battery and also a transducer. That's what sticks into the water and sends a signal down and then reads it back up.
This is my transducer mount. This was something I ordered online. It's like a little arm that you're supposed to put on the kayak. But again, I ordered the wrong thing, and I got like an accessory that you have to drill into the kayak.
I'm like super against drilling into this thing. I don't really know what I'm doing, in case you can't tell yet. And I don't want to start filling this thing up with holes. I might wait on installation for this, but this is what the transducer will look like. You just hang it over, and then when you're done with it, you just take it off. You put the kayak back on. Everything's supposed to be removable. My main goal for this project is for it to look good, be very practical, and everything to be like interchangeable and removable.
Then of course we've got these lights.
And I really need your guys' help for that. I'm like sweating, it's hot in this garage. I'm really pumped for this project. I hope you guys are pumped as well. I wanna hear your thoughts and opinions and suggestions. This is gonna be a project that we're both gonna be working on. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. We'll keep this series rolling, and then maybe we'll get into some other customization things. I am the worst at building and like trying to put things together, so these videos will probably be absolutely hilarious. I gotta go to bed. I'm waking up early to fish the Brazos River with my buddy Bryce, who I haven't fished with since February. The last time I was fishing with him, I caught my biggest bass ever, so hopefully I get to repeat that. I'm out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the view. Be sure to comment, leave me some suggestions, and as always, folks, keep fishing, never stop.